part of today's event, and this is something that's been in the works also for over a year. But before I start, this is going to be a presentation to the Morristown Housing Authority. I'd like to see if somebody in Bucco just wants to come up and say just a brief word or two words. I think it really shows something that our county is out here supporting us. Somebody in Bucco.
Thank you, Mayor. And I will be very brief, but you know, the success of a municipality is measured in no small part on the investment it makes in its community. And today's ribbon cutting and check presentation is a perfect example of why Morristown and the mayor and the council and his administration has been so successful over the years, because there is a constant investment in the community, and it shows right here today. And I'm honored to be here and to support you and to support these projects. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Assemblyman. I do know how busy their days are, and we appreciate that you came down to Morristown, down to our park and support our housing. So we appreciate that. Council President and Councilman Armington, please come up, because this doesn't happen without you guys. And Councilwoman Hillary Davis. Yes. I'm going to speak very briefly on this, only because I want to get the record clear on something. The things that we do here don't happen in a 2-week period. They take a couple of years. And I'm going to start by talking about our executive director from the Morristown Housing, because he's been here for a year. And one of the first things he said was, we've got to get that residence center open. And he has been on, and I show up to the housing meetings. Council Representative Hillary Davis goes to the housing meetings. And it was that connection that pushed it to the administration, that put it to our team, saying, hey, can we get some money from our Housing Affordable Trust Fund to help Morristown Housing Authority? I don't know. I can't just write a check. Nobody can. You got to get permission. We had to actually go to the special master of our Affordable Housing Trust Fund and get permission to create this opportunity that is happening here. I'm going to let the executive director kind of tell you how it works with the funds they're receiving, but it's not a $10,000 check. And and before we present it, I just want to let him explain the money they're getting from our community and how it's going to work with their with the housing authority. So Keith, could you come up and just say that before I say a few words about the council?
Sure. Good morning. I guess good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? Early afternoon. Again, I just want to quickly thank the city of Morristown, town of Morristown, because this is an unbelievable gift. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Keith Kennard. I used to run the Newark Housing Authority for a number of years. Newark Housing Authority is much larger than this housing authority, but we've never received a gift like this from the city of Newark. They didn't love the housing authority and love their residents, but this is really, really special. This money will ultimately end up allowing us to complete this project down the street, the rec center. Every year the Housing Authority receives capital funds from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and even the Department of Housing and Urban Development will tell you all, there just isn't enough money to do all of the things that need to get done in the community out there. So things like this rec center being almost decommissioned, falling under significant disrepair for a long time, happens all across the country. And you're scrambling to try to find a way to get it done, along with fixed roofs, boilers, and everything else we've got to do. Like the mayor said, this money will ultimately be used to go to help us fix those roofs, those windows, boilers, and all those instrumental things, which then allows us to free up the exact amount of this money to complete this much needed project that otherwise would not happen. So we are very, very appreciative. That's the mechanics and the mechanisms for how that will work. I'm happy whenever we get a chance to talk about exactly what's going to be, how this money is going to be used in the rec center, but I just wanted you to understand the mechanics. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you.
we're just going to have a few brief words from our council representative, Hillary Davis.
This, like everyone is saying, like, this is an incredible opportunity to get some much needed repairs done here in the Housing Authority. I actually am a resident here at Manningham Village, and I think I'm the first council person in the history of Morristown to be a resident of Manningham Village. I take it very, very personal, well, to be a sitting council person and be a resident. I take it personally because my kid plays here, all of our children, you know, they need a safe, happy place to live. One of the things that I love about Manningham Village is that it really, truly is a village. You know, we all look out for our children. I send my kids down the road, and, you know, she has a bunch of little aunties and grandmas along the way, and we all keep popsicles for everyone's children. It's a great place to live. So it's important that, you know, we make these kind of investments. I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm proud to be a part of the most diverse town council in the history of Morristown. I'm proud to be a supporter of this great administration, and I want to continue moving things forward for us. So with these people, I'm sure we can get the job done.
So let me, before I say the final words, before we make the presentation, let me introduce our chair of our Housing Authorities, Maureen Denman, our council president, Sheba Foster, our business administrator, Jillian Barrett, which is really the boss of Morristown, even though you're family mayor, she's really the boss. Stefan Armington, councilman from 3rd Ward. And briefly, let me touch base on Michael Cochran, who's here. Wave Michael, so everybody knows Michael is in charge of our public safety. So you may see him down here from time to time, working with Morristown Housing, working with Keith, working with the community, the police, fire, operations of emergency management. So you'll put a face to the name. So if you see Mike down here, you know that he's all about public safety. So what I want to put to rest is things like this just don't pop up in a month. They take